What's up, everyone? St. Edwards here. Welcome back to the Ski channel, Swift Coding for Everyone. We're going to continue on in lesson 2.10 in the book App Development with Swift. In this particular video, we're going to talk about stack views. So go ahead and open up the same project that we've been working on called Auto Layout Practice, or whatever you may have named it. And we're going to get into a lesson about stack views. All right. So first things first is we can go ahead and get rid of this button for the time being. I know we've done a lot with this button. So we can get rid of that bad boy. And what you want to do is pull this over a little bit more. What we want to do is we want to go to the object library and search for label. All right, drag it out onto the screen. Let's stay with the guided blue dotted line, the outline guides. And let's put it toward the top. So right here at the top, before we get into the area, the safe area where the status bar will go. We don't want to do that, so we'll keep it here at the top. Let's stretch it out a little bit. And you could put your name in this label. All right, you don't have to worry about any type of special formatting or anything like that. You don't have to change the font. You can keep it the same, but what I am going to do is I'm going to center it. All right, so what we want to do is we want to talk about in this video is, before we get to stack views, is we want to talk about the spacing between sibling views. So in the last video, we talked a little bit about spacing, when it comes to the view itself, which is like the child view and the parent view. But now we're going to talk about spacing between, other child views or sibling views. So we got this first label out on the storyboard, and we want to add a second one. But first, let's set some constraints for this label. So go down to your pin menu, and if you go ahead and click the 0, the dash lines for that, and if you hit the drop down, you'll see that it's going to be 0 from the safe area distance. So when we build and run this app, it is like, there would be no space between our label and the bottom of the safe area. So okay, so we want to keep it like that, and go ahead and hit add one constraint. And we also want to make sure that we horizontally center it in our container. So go ahead and hit your align menu or align button, and we're going to check horizontally center or horizontally in container, and that should get rid of the red. All right, cool, and it did. The next thing we want to do is we want to add another label. So let's do the same thing. Let's put it in about the middle. Let's drag it out and just write something about yourself inside of this label. It could be anything you want to, something about yourself, a goal, something you want to do. Maybe a goal like, I want to keep watching ski, finish this course. Maybe, I don't know, something random, it doesn't matter. Your favorite sports team, just write something random in this label. All right. I don't like ski, I don't like the way ski teaches, I don't care, just write something. Here we go. All right, so go ahead and write something and center that or align that in the center of the label, your font, your text. All right, and so now what we're going to do is do the same thing. So we want to make sure that it is, so let's say we wanted 20 from the sibling view at the top. So we wanted, this label to be 20 points from this label at the top. So we're going to go, we'll hit the drop down just to make sure that it is going to be aligned to that, and it is. So we'll change that from 24 or whatever the case may be for you, and just put 20. Add one constraint. And now what we want to do is we want to make sure these are horizontally aligned together. We already know that this first label, our name label, is already horizontally centered in the container. So you can do one of two things. You can do it this way, where you could select, with our new label selected, you can hold shift and select this one, and you can right click, or actually, no, you can't do it that way. So what you can do is you can control click and drag from our label, our new label, and then you can release once the name label, your name label is highlighted. And then you can say center horizontally. You can click on it right there, or you can do it this way. So with both of them still highlighted, you can also highlight them both from the document outline, which might be easier by doing the same thing, just holding shift and selecting them both. And then you'll go down here to the align menu, and then you'll say horizontal centers. So this one right here, horizontal centers. And then you can say add one constraint, and then those two are horizontally constrained or together. All right. Now I want you to do this 3 more times. So go ahead and pause the video and do the same thing with 3 more labels. You know, saying anything you want. Say something about yourself, about, you know, the world, how you feel about something. It doesn't matter. Just do this 3 more times. Pause the video, do it now. All right, did you do it? All right, okay, let's see. So I'm gonna drag 3 more labels out here. All right, so you see all this. So we got everything, you know, in the middle, everything's aligned. Cool beans, right? So what if you wanted to change, you know, the distance to 30? So now every you know, distance between the sibling views is currently at 20 points. But what if you wanted to change it to 30? What if, like, if you're working for a designer on an app and he says, hey, I wanted it to be 25, I want it to be 40. You have to go through all those steps again, right? Wrong. You can do this. So why don't you do this? So highlight all of your labels. You can do it from the document outline, or you can do it from the view itself. I'm going to do it from the document outline. Just holding shift and selecting them all. And now what we can do is we can embed them in a stack view. So down here at the, you know, at the bottom, there's a button that says embed in stack view. It's got the down pointed arrow on it. So hit that button. Now look at that. Okay, so, you know, we have all labels now in a stack view. So now what we have to do is we need to make sure that we set some constraints for our stack view. So all of these labels now, all of the constraints, you know, have disappeared. You know, they're deleted because now they're inside of another parent type of a view. You know, they're in a stack view now. So now we got to set constraints for the stack view. So what we want to do is we'll go back down to our pin menu, and we'll say we want to pin it 0 from the left and right, and actually the top as well. So go ahead and do 0, 0, 0 for all of those, and make sure it's going to the safe area. Yep, safe area, cool, safe area. All right, and then we want to give it a height. Let's give it a height of, like, let's say, so select the height button, and let's say 300, and then we'll go add 4 constraints. All right, so wow, so that stretched it out, you know, a lot. So the next thing we want to do is we want to give our buttons, or our labels, I should say, some color, just so we can kind of see the differences in what we're going to do. So you can give these backgrounds whatever color you like. I'm just going to try to pick some random colors, whatever I have in here. So I'll do that one purple. All right, so there's a lot of different things you can do with stack views. All right, okay, so right now our axis is vertical. So if you change this to horizontal, it will change the way, you know, that these are all, you know, kind of set up. So let's try it out. So if I did horizontal stack view, you see all of them are lined up next to each other. Now we don't want that. So I'll go back to vertical. All right, now you also have some more properties. You have alignment, distribution, and then you've got the spacing. So currently the alignment is in the center, and we also have fill, leading, and trailing. So center is obviously going to be in the center of the stack view. All of the labels are in the center of the stack view. All right, leading, we'll put them all toward the left. So let's do that. If you click leading, you see they're all aligned to the left. If we go trailing, they're going to be to the right. And then, of course, we have the fill. All right, so that fill, you know, the width of the stack view. All right, so I'm going to just go back to center for the time being. And then you got the distribution. So now we got fill equally, fill proportionally, equal spacing, equal centering. So as you can see, the fill has it, from top to bottom, this thing is filled up, it's full. So what Xcode does is it takes the very first item, which for us it's our name, and it makes sure it takes a majority of the space, and then it just, it just goes after that, kind of does it proportionally or whatever until it's full. Fill equally. Let's see what that does. So it filled them equal, equal amounts. As you can see, they're all still in the center, and it resized it once again. But they're basically all the same width from what it looks like. Now, if you go down to fill proportionally, all right, so you really can't tell the difference because these are basically all the same size, maybe except for this one because of the font, whatever. But what fill proportionally does is, like, say for instance, if we had two labels, let's just take it down to two. If we had two labels, one of them was 50 in width, and the other one was 100 in width. Well, if you were to increase your stack view itself by 50%, then like one label will be 100, and then the other one will be 150. All right, so it'll do that proportionally. Equal spacing, you see that? So I mean, that's obvious of what it just did there. It didn't resize them. This is the original size of our labels. And then equal centering. So it just moved it up just a little bit. So we have equal centering for these. All right, so just play around with this, guys, for a little bit more to see what you can do with stack views. But it's always wise to try to use a stack view first versus trying to set constraints for a whole bunch of different elements that you have in your storyboard. It'll help your life. It'll make your life a lot easier. All right, this is Saint Edwards with the Ski Channel. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos. You guys take care.